puro puro ngarera. No carato sequera. Everywhere you go, you gotta slay for it. Every touch you gotta pray for it. Shines my baby, my baby. Every time I count my blessings, I count you twice. Like 1, 2, you done 2. I count you
Searching, you're vacant, I'm on that, so I'll be right. My one and only. Show me something that I've never seen before, so I'll be right. My one and only. My one and only. My one and only. Kupe wako pamba. My one and only. My one and only. I've been searching, though vacant, I'm on now, so I'll be right. My one and only. Show me something that I've never seen before, so I'll be right. My one and only. My one and only. My one and only. Kupe wako pamba. My one and only. My one and only.
My one and only,
My one and only.
my one and only,
My one and only. Yeah.
my one and only.
My one and only.
That's our very multi-talented cameraman, Tate Samuel Shainza, featuring Topo Cherry with One and Only.
So,
Kama corruption.
yeah.
What do you now have issues? I play Gaza, you have a problem. I play Shines, you also have a problem.
That's enough. That's a nice song.
Is it?
I love the song.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. It is finally Friday. 2 days to D-Day. Or is it 3 days? How are we counting them?
Extali Balandi. I don't care.
You guys see Neville is finally happy. By the way, Maria is still going to be joining us in the studio. Don't think she's not going to be here this morning. So before Maria gets here, come on, yes for Neville. Neville, how did you get home yesterday?
How did I get
I should have
home?
actually kept the car keys up until this point and only given them to you now.
Okay, because let me just put this into context here. Yesterday afternoon, around 20 past 4, I'm start looking for my car keys. And I can't find my car keys. So I come down here to the studio. Ek hardloop op enough. I go upstairs to my desk. I can't find my car keys. 20 to 4. I need to go and pick up my daughter at tennis training. She stops training at 5. I'm stressed out. Gelukkig bel ek vir Kathy by Fleet.
Yeah.
And ask for a spare key. She gets me a spare key. I drive off, and yes, of course, yeah, that's basically what happened yesterday. I walk into the studio this morning. This guy here gives me my car keys that I was looking for.
Ek moes gebesluit ek sou nie bel nie. Jy moet onthou waar jy hulle gelos het.
He went home to Katutura. How can he go to such a place with my
BMW keys. You're lucky.
I want nothing to do with Katutura.
You're lucky you left. You went with the car. You got a spare key. When I say hier gestaan het nie, I would have went to go leave it in Katutura this morning. Ek kon gee ook net die keys, like die car staan by my is gaan haal.
Okay, that just makes no common sense.
What's a common sense?
There's no common sense in what you are saying.
Jy begin nou soos jou bra.
Yeah. No common sense.
Guys, I actually wanted to wait for Maria to step into the studio before we start diving into the conversation, because I know she's mightily excited to talk about some of the happenings from yesterday as well.
Maria begin mos so.
Guys.
Okay. Hear this. So we're waiting for her.
I know. Okay, like while we wait for Maria to join the show, she's out here making coffee or something.
Kom ons kyk net gou hè. Okay.
Ek wil gou comments lees.
Die comments is net good morning, good morning, good morning.
Wat wil jy nou kyk, Harry?
Nee. We can. Okay, no. Read your comments.
Wil jy koerant lees?
Yeah, I wanted to, before we start off with Ahaba.
Okay, no, wait. Since Marias was not here, we can quickly sneak in sports, Mos.
Yeah, let's quickly sneak in sports.
Have,
Yeah. That's what you were saying, yeah.
have you watched any of the Bundesliga games?
My broer, ek dring nie Zamalek nie.
Maar julle was dan allemaal so, yeah, soccer, Bundesliga. No, drink je kan maar niet Zamalek.
Nee, ek,
It's like you guys just want to complain. Eh?
my broer, nee, Bundesliga kou. Nee, is na. Nee. Kijk, I still need to get myself acquainted with the fact that, that there's no audience.
Yes.
Or there's no fans, there's no crowd at a football match.
Yes.
So,
You know,
and on top of that, watching Bundesliga, yeah.
did you not even watch the Bayern Dortmund?
I watched the highlights.
Their classic, or what do they call it in German?
Yeah. I watched some highlights of it, and it's rather unfortunate. It seems like Dortmund will not be able to, because I believe Bayern is 7 points clear now.
Yeah. You know, Ne, speaking of the Bundesliga, they were the first big league to come back.
To start, yeah.
And obviously they are setting sort of the trend for everybody else
Yeah.
to follow, I guess, to see what works and what doesn't work. Now, one of these great innovations that they had on the second weekend of games, some clubs had asked fans to send in pictures of themselves. These pictures were made
man.
into cardboard boxes and,
man.
they were placed in the stands. It was quite weird to see, but it was also so cool though.
Man.
Ja, so dit leek asof daar crowd is, veral as jy so van ver af check. And then they were also playing audio. Like during the games, they were playing audio, like stadium ambience.
Yeah, stadium audio.
So if you're watching, unless you actually look at the stands to see there's nobody, it's you almost do not pick it up at that there are no people there. Because through the TV you're getting the audio, you check must not be pitch. It's actually quite funny. I wonder if other leagues are also gonna
follow suit.
Yes. Ek stuur ook my picture Barsha to you. I want to be a picture of me in the no camp.
Yeah.
It's good.
So the Spanish league probably kicks off on the 12th of June.
On the 12th, yes. The first match might be on the 11th. They announced the Thursday the 11th.
Premier League.
Premier League is on the 18th of June.
Nee.
That is the date that they have set for returning. Yeah, so like I think slowly but surely everybody's going to come. The ones who are probably regretting as France. When France had most said we ons cancel the league.
Klaar, one time.
And now other people are starting to come back and they're like, hey, miskien ons ook terugkom. It's like,
You made the announcement.
Yes, you try the decision gemaakt. There are no bexes.
Philip Coutinho
is...
I believe there's talk that he might be coming to Arsenal. It's really heating up.
Yes, Arteta seems to be interested in Coutinho.
I will do you a favor today by moving. Today only. Yeah.
But
Why don't you just leave my chair?
Exactly.
This must be yours.
Nee, that's
he wants to sit closer to me.
There are no holy cows here. My chetty.
No, but I moved out of the shop because we're talking about football.
Come.
Come.
Come sit. No, I understand that.
Arteta
Yeah.
is interested in Coutinho.
That Arteta is interested in Coutinho, and it really looks like for the fact that Bayern Munich
Don't want to buy.
they don't want to buy him.
Yeah, they actually announced already that they're not going to buy him. So by Monday, actually, he's going to have to be returning to Barca.
What is this guy's best position?
Personally, I would maybe central attacking midfield.
Yeah.
Or like a bit of a more advanced midfield role.
Ozil needs to go.
Yes.
And you put him
That
there.
number 10 role that Ozil plays, that is perfect for Coutinho.
Yeah.
Now with Barca, obviously the problem is that's the position that Leo plays. The number 10 position,
Sla.
that is Leo's space. That's
Sla.
the same problem that Griezmann is having. When Leo's already occupying that space, right? And that's where you want to play. So you need to sort of adjust your game.
But is Messi not more on the right side of the...
Look, on the team sheet, he's picked on the right.
Uh-huh.
But you rarely see him on the right wing.
He normally drifts in
When he was
before
young,
he takes the shot.
when he was younger, yes. When he was doing a lot of the running. Now he's operating more just behind the striker there. That area.
Just behind Suarez. Okay.
That's why they, I guess, going after all these wingers. Yeah. Basha.
So, Maria, what is your take on Serie A at the moment, the league? the league.
You know what? I'm sitting here.
The league.
I'm sitting here with the realization that I'm so glad you guys have me in studio. Otherwise, you guys would just have boring shows.
Yeah.
Wait. Who talks about football on a Friday morning?
Wait. You see
For
the
a
comments.
period of like 10 minutes. Like, guys.
Wait.
This is such a...
Football is the thing, Maria.
It's such a male thing. It's
Yes,
like
it is a male thing.
testosterone in the studio.
It is a male thing.
Hello, football also has female teams.
Few females or women follow football.
No, but they
Ah.
play.
Why don't you
You
talk
are wrong.
about ballet?
Huh? About what?
Ballet.
Because
Yeah,
they-
I like ballet. I watch netball.
All right. No. What is your who's your favorite gymnast
Gymnast.
or ballet?
A Romanian gymnast. I don't know them by name, but Romania, yes,
Russia or
Romanians and the Russians when it comes to
Americans
gymnastics
as well.
and who?
Americans.
Yeah.
Americans are one of the top in gym. But you see how boring that sounds?
I believe no, it's not boring. We can go on.
Marius, one of the comments is saying it's sports news. Please wait with your alcohol topics.
Donkey.
Sports news starts
Donkey.
at 7:30.
Near.
7:30 is sports news.
Near.
Ah.
When Ailey was here, that was sports. Sports is 7:30 to 8. You can't be at 8:30 talking about.
This is COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's COVID sports.
Yeah.
Is contact sports allowed now in the new?
Actually, it's an interesting question.
It is.
Speaking of the new regulations, maybe we should just give a little bit of a base before we jump into that conversation. Of course, the president addressed the nation yesterday, announcing that the whole country is moving on to stage 3, starting Monday at midnight. So that means from Tuesday morning, we will all have a bit more relaxed regulations around this state of emergency. But that is, of course, everybody with the exception of Walfish Bay.
Local authority.
Yeah, local authority. They are reverting back to stage 1. I'm sure it's a decision that a lot of people, especially residents of Walfish Bay, are understandably not pleased with. But it was, of course, necessitated by the fact that the last 2 cases had so many primary contacts.
Over 100.
Yeah, over 100 between the two of them, with the amount of secondary contacts actually unknown even to the minister at the time of speaking
untraceable.
yesterday. Yeah, so. I guess 2 incubation periods for you guys to stay home just so we can see if there is some community transmission. It's not too much to ask for.
I think the biggest one is the alcohol ban has been lifted.
What in your alcohol? Isn't it Neville? He wants to talk about the
It's not even
alcohol.
about you. This is the biggest one for all Namibians. But I think on Monday the
I'm not coming to work on Tuesday.
Zorana already put in leave, but she said it's the responsible thing to do as an alcoholic.
Put in leave is the responsible thing to do as an alcoholic. My gosh.
But I think, I don't know, I said this as a joke, but I actually think it's serious. I think this bottle store should all put those 2 bottles per customer signs.
Yes, I think they must put a quota.
Yeah, a quota. Otherwise, it's gonna run out of stock.
And for some of you who know where I stay, we have our own little tops there. Don't come to our tops, okay? We are enough people. We don't need you there. Asseblief.
Oh,
Tuesday.
Kan Elisa naim toch aan.
Ai, Mukurwaji.
Kama Elisenheim Spa Tops is only meant to cater for the Elisenheim community.
Yes,
And they drink a lot, so
We are-
they don't need your help.
we are racist there. We don't need other black people there. Please. Stel ons wil julle nie hê nie. We have our own tops.
All right, now this, of course, it brings up a lot of other interesting conversations with regards to the alcohol being lifted. Of course, nightclubs
Exactly.
and the likes are not allowed to operate because,
Nightclubs and casinos.
yes, they're considered hotspots.
Yeah.
But bars, on the other hand, they can open, but
Takeaway.
also people cannot sit there and,
Yeah.
and drink. But then what's the deal? Why can't the nightclub operate under the same kind of
Because a nightclub
regulations?
is literally you in a space, movement.
No, but
it's
then
dance.
what they make their money off essentially is of the alcohol, not the the gates. I mean, from working in nightclubs,
Well,
what you make at the gate is peanuts.
Well, I think nightclubs can operate their bar for takeaway from the prescribed period.
Yeah.
But you can't have a nightclub which is because even operating hours you need to remember is from 10 to 8.
Yeah.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 1800 hours.
Mm.
I think that's it.
Yes.
So you can't operate
Outside of those
outside
hours,
of
you
those
can't
hours.
sell. Yeah.
Nightclubs usually operate
Yeah.
after those hours.
Exactly.
That's why I think
I
they're very
understand.
specific about nightclubs.
I don't
know
understand.
what their
Also, the alcohol is more expensive. Why would I want to go buy the
Also-
nightclub and then chip?
Also, I don't know what their liquor license looks like. If your liquor license stipulates that your operating hours is outside those hours, because you are a nightclub, then obviously you will not be able to. But I think if you have, I don't know, nobody gets a 24-hour operating hours. But I'm
License,
saying if I think your trading hours fall within the prescribed time, I'm sure you can open your bar and allow people to buy alcohol and to go. But
and
you know,
then leave, yeah.
bars they sell per glass, and I think they're not doing that. I think
Like
this is
buying a
bottle.
buying a bottle in a club, right? It's like buying this Corona prices alcohol.
Yeah. Or
Actually,
more.
eh?
Or
Yes.
more.
Actually.
So I mean, I guess it does make sense because I wouldn't want to go buy a bottle at the club when the bottle store is open.
But-
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm sure they would be willing to reduce them for these times. It's just that,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
people
guess.
at clubs, they don't really sell bottles. This is why I think they're clear that it's bottle stores and bars that sell, because bars can sell you a full
Ball.
bottle or
Bottle.
beer or whatever. So, but everything takeaway, or the only walk-ins restaurants, but it has to be pre-booked. So you're not just going to walk into.
Yeah,
a
you can't
restaurant
just
and
rock
sit
up at a
down.
restaurant. You need to
Yes.
call and make
You need
reservations.
to make
Yeah,
reservations. And then all businesses will be required to keep an account of all the clients
That
all
come in and out.
that come in and out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Contact
So they
tracing.
write down your name, Khuta.
Yes,
Yes.
this is all for context. So that if, for example, let's say you
Something
walk into
happens.
Trustco and we find out, like, let's say our receptionist has been infected, for
Contracted,
example,
yeah,
been
COVID.
contracted. What would then happen is, for example, the day that she was working on duty, they would then go to the register
And see
and
who
find,
was
let's say,
there.
everybody that came to
Into
the
direct contact
into
with
that
that person,
contact
yes.
with her, and because now you'd have to, it will be their names and their contact
Yes.
details, and this is really just to make contact tracing. It's actually a very smart.
I've actually had to fill in those forms at a couple of places where
Yeah.
it's like name and number and
Yeah.
and so on.
The only thing I think that obviously won't happen is the shops. I don't think anybody's going to be filling in forms inside to get into shops.
At supermarkets.
Because there
yeah.
is a little bit more difficult to regulate. But like walk-in, like that businesses that offer services, like clients walking into an office, those obviously will have to. And then obviously gyms are open, which I don't understand. I think I'm going to cancel my gym membership. I still feel like a gym is a hot
spot.
No,
Hotspot?
it is a hotspot.
It is a hotspot, right? Because I know they're talking about disinfecting equipment after every use, but it's a hotspot. I mean, it's where you, and who really, like, can you really work out with a mask like
No,
that?
no,
I
no.
don't.
I can't work out with a mask.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. But yes, gyms are open too. Conferences, seminars can take place now. But obviously, you need to meet requirements.
And to limit to less than 50
yes,
people
per
as
square
well.
meter, and also the space per square meter of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if it's a small facility, you won't even be able to fit in 50. It would be less. Obviously, a
Yeah.
bigger facility, conference facility can host more people. But obviously, 50 is a cut off for funerals and weddings as well. The other thing is cinemas will be open again with safety regulations. So we're seeing, like, I think a good transition into a phase 3. Then there's an announcing of how schools will all open as well in phases, starting with your grade 11th and 12th, and
11, 12, yeah.
and then going into other grades. So there seems to be like a real contingency plan in place. But I think they're still working out the modalities for stage 1 Walfish Bay, because as we know, there's a lot of commuters that work
Yes.
from
Go-
Swakopmund and
Like, I guess it's going to be the same thing like we had with Bintu Kokanja and Bintu Rehoboth, where like essential service workers are allowed to travel up and down, but other than that, nobody's allowed to move.
Yeah, but the difference is Okahanja was part of the lockdown of the Commerce
Yes,
and Rehoboth.
yes,
So if you're moving from Rehoboth to Windhoek with a permit because you work there, well, anyway, first of all, we're all working from home. But I'm
Yes.
saying if you're essential, you're allowed to move back. in.
yes.
The thing with with Walvis Bay is it's the one coastal town lockdown that is 30 kilometers away from the next one.
Yes.
And there's a lot of commuting that happens back and forth, and they're not necessarily essential services. So what happens? I think, but the governor of the region did say that they're going to have a meeting today and that they're going to announce all the modalities by lunchtime today. So I think we'll have more clarity during the course of the day. But I think they're working out the modalities. I think they can make it work. But they're also very clear that they would be doing regular, like weekly checkups.
Yeah.
Right now, I think they're saying the strict lockdown is weekly, but they're looking at 28 days like the rest of the country. But there's also the option to extend
Yeah.
that lockdown if the situation in Walvis Bay
Does not improve
Doesn't get-
or gets worse.
Yeah, my only thing is like Walvis Bay got independence 4 years after us. I hope it also not gonna take another 4 years.
Kyk kom maar. Kyk kom maar.
Emma.
Kyk kom maar. Die bytjie word so getrek.
Because
So.
they're acting like they belong to South Africa.
Is nie maklik.
Don't
Let's
get wrong.
move on.
Hey guys, I've got relatives in Walfish Bay who are not happy.
Nobody.
And they're not happy. And I see, obviously, you remember when we initially went into lockdown, they had given us a day or two. And they decided this time with Walfish Bay, it's with immediate effect to avoid that panic
Yes.
travel. Everybody moving,
It was necessary.
Yeah.
quickly running out
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
lockdown comes into effect.
And you know they would have run out.
Of
because-
course.
I saw some pictures last night of people actually trying to leave Walfish Bay.
Yeah.
And the
Who
authorities had to physically stop them.
Through the desert, what?
Yeah.
You guys saw that meme with Gaza on the camel.
On the camel cover.
Land Cruiser.
Ah, nee, let's just drive in this direction on Sal. It's can kry. Yeah, it's rather sad, but all the best, of course, for everybody in Walfish Bay. But the alcohol thing, though, Never, you shared something in the group yesterday, which was quite interesting. I mean, you're you're bringing the party home, because now we're going back to the 90s. It's
Exactly.
the return of the house party.
Exactly. I mean, I watched the movie House Party the other night with Kid and Play. The typical 90s house parties.
Yes.
And again, I think this is what Julius Malema said the other day. The EFF basically said the other day is like, the only thing that you're going to be doing now is you're just going to take that same amount of people. Okay, let's say 49 people. You're going to take 49 people now, and you're going to put them in Pioneers Park Extension 2, and there's going to be a house party.
Yes.
Which will lead to what? Noise disturbance.
Noise disturbances.
God knows whatever will be
Yes.
happening. So if those people, stay within that regulation of having less than 50 people.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Because there's still a square meter per person.
Okay, now what are they
So-
going to do?
No, but
It's a big house.
we can still be like 10 in my big
Yeah,
house.
that's what I'm
and
saying.
then
It's all
party.
10, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't be 50. Even in a house where, like, for example, you're talking about people in a living space or even in the yard, you cannot accommodate. No, I'm serious, because there is the element
per
and we need
square
to
meter, I
remember of a
understand that,
square
yes,
meter.
yes.
So you can't say, oh, but we are 50 in this
Small room
small
here.
space. So we are meeting
Yes.
regulations. No, there is, and it's a very important element, and people need to understand it.
Yes.
There is a regulation of how many people are allowed per square meter.
Yeah.
And it can't exceed 50, but it definitely would have to be less than 50 if you don't
if the
meet
space is less,
if
yeah.
the space is less.
But Maria, like
40 square meter. It's because you see, if you have a yard, because let's say a yard in academia or
like
in
groot
Pioneers
yard.
Park,
Yes.
these guys have at least, you have houses of at least 2,000 square meter yards. You can fit in 50 people very, very easily there with social distancing.
Yes.
Yeah, but also let me be very clear. I don't think house parties will be allowed.
How can it not be allowed?
On what
Because
grounds?
be-
On
I'm
what
allowed to
grounds?
drink.
On what
Be-
grounds are you gathering?
No, I'm just saying,
We are partying, we are drinking.
No.
No, just listen. You're asking a question. I'm just saying,
No, I'm
we-
answering him. Sorry.
as friends, if we get together, this is not a party. We are merely 45, 46 people gathering here. The alcohol here is my alcohol that I'm sharing with the rest of us here.
No.
What's
because
the regulation here?
because that's what I'm saying. It's you know the thing with Namibians, always trying to find
A loophole.
a loophole.
Of
But there
course.
is no but there is no loophole here. The gatherings are clear what it is. Gatherings for funerals and for weddings, no more than 50, all right? Or in conferences in the event that you meet your requirements. Nobody is saying you can have 50 people in your house for any other reason outside those reasons.
No, it's a pre-wedding party. But look, even 50 people. Like,
But yeah.
we're listen,
I think you
listen.
guys are asking to be fined.
Listen,
Like it's
never.
clear.
Huh?
50 people, fine. We are overshooting with 50, right?
Yeah, we're overshooting them.
Have you even heard like two drunk tamaras together? It's loud. You don't need to be 50 for you to start disturbing the neighbors. Just two. One guy who comes to come visit.
But what's the difference with
By law.
stage 3 then in stage 2?
No,
Those
stage
two Tamaras could have also been rowdy.
Stage 2 there was not alcohol allowed,
alcohol
so
is
so
what-
so they were
what's the-
behaving a little bit, you know. But now it's like, hey, officer will be standing there. You are standing with your big beer. It's like, officer, we are only two in this house.
I just want to remind everybody that there was a disclaimer
Yes.
Yeah.
from the Minister of Justice,
Yes.
Yvonne Dowsep, who said
Uh,
that this can be taken away
yes.
at any time
Yes.
Yes.
if people don't behave.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if the first day of stage 3, there are all these mishaps, noise pollution is calls are all over. Like police is complaining that they're getting calls of noise pollution. Katutura State Hospital is back to full capacity.
Where it used to be.
Bottle store queues are from this line all the way to the other, and no social distancing is being practiced. People are having house parties under this 50 or less space
Yes.
abuse. Die volgende dag.
No, you're right.
Kan die president a press conference call and say, guys, sorry, let's revert back to stage
Yeah.
2. So don't abuse it for yourself.
Yeah.
Try to be responsible. And I think people, again, what we always say, you have to see COVID-19. The president is protecting you against yourself, but you ultimately have the biggest responsibility to yourself and to those around you. Don't gamble. This is not a gamble issue. We just say in a casino. This is life or death, quite literally in some cases. Don't do it.
If the president really wants to protect me, he can come put a mask on my face.
But that does not make any common sense.
Hey, come on, common sense. But
Yeah.
like, you see, let's talk about common sense here.
What is common sense? Can we Google what is common
Well,
sense?
the one thing that we know for sure is that common sense is not very common. Right? It's not everywhere it is supposed to be. So this sprung up from was it? Look at the conversation about the president not wearing his mask.
Yes. And that was unnecessary. Let me just say, as a journalist, I'll say it.
Yes.
The journalists, during question and answer time, one journalist from, I think he's from NBC if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I know. I always see that guy on my
Yeah.
screen. Yes.
He stands up and asks the president, why aren't you wearing a mask? And it becomes almost like trying to challenge the president. The president say, I'm not in parliament. Next question,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm not in parliament. I don't
And
have to
I
debate.
mean, the video circulated, and I mean, there's obviously mixed opinions about it. My only feeling is, firstly, the president wasn't moving. He was seated in, he was practicing social distancing, but he was clearly in his place. So for me, the fact that he didn't have a mask, addressing people within social distancing when he's not moving around. I understand the journalists wearing masks because they're moving from the mic to their
to wherever
to
they're
wherever,
sitting.
then they have to take pictures. So they're moving in the room.
Yes.
Okay, so clearly wear your mask.
Yes.
But the president is seated in one space with his colleagues a distance. He's addressing a room in a seated position. And it's State House. It's not like a public space, all right? It's State House.
But-
That's the first thing. Wait, let me continue. The journalists here, even in the office, if you're going to use the same argument
Yes.
and hold the president account, I can say for a fact when we sit at our tables, we don't have masks.
I'm not. We are the president. There's no president in this office.
But what is
Look,
in State
the,
House?
the president is sitting at the State House.
Yes.
His prime minister is wearing a mask. His minister of health, also sitting at the same table, same distance away from everybody
Yes.
else, are wearing a mask because
Yes.
they understand the importance of even just the symbolism of the leadership wearing a mask when they're telling everybody else to wear masks.
Yes.
And also, how do you say, no, I'm not going to debate, I'm not in parliament? You are not accountable to parliament, you're accountable to us, the public.
And the hypocrisy of the media is showing. This is my opinion.
In what sense?
Like I said, you want to hold the president responsible for. By the way,
Yes.
he's not really breaking regulations. Let's just be clear. Okay, let's just.
He
no,
is. He's supposed to be wearing
he's
a
not in
mask.
a public space. Number one.
No, but
okay?
like everybody in there is not his family members.
Yes,
That's
but
what they said.
He
It-
was at. Listen, it would be something else if the president was holding a press conference right here. There was clearly protocol about the distance within which people could even get close to him. That
No,
he
that's-
could, and
that's
he's
always
seated,
there.
and he's seated at a place with clear social distancing. I'm
Yes,
saying
there
the
is social
hypocrisy for me is journalists doing that. There's so many other questions to ask. I really feel like that
Maria,
was
are you seriously going to hold journalists to the same standards you hold the president
I'm-
of the country?
I'm going to hold everybody to the same standard.
No,
What I'm saying is we're not in
no.
a public space. Show me a picture of the president in the streets without a mask, and I'll have a different opinion.
There's no picture of
Show
the
me-
president in the
show
streets. He
me-
doesn't go to the streets.
Okay, show me a picture of a president walking through whatever to go.
There's
get-
no picture of
It
the
does-
president.
okay,
This
or
is the
picture-
only time we
my-
get to see him.
my-
So when we what?
No,
What? What?
Go.
Yeah.
Go. It's
You're not going to tell us to stop. We are
It's okay. yeah.
Come and wear your mask. Yeah. So let me also wear my mask. But
Guys, if I can just come in here.
Yeah.
No, you can't come
You
in.
guys can continue with this. I'm just saying that, you know what, Cubase, I do agree with you here. I think for me, it's about the symbolism here.
Yes.
The fact that everybody else around the president are wearing masks, and the fact that, you know what, we would be so easy. I mean, 3 weeks ago, we would have the same conversation about Donald Trump not wearing a mask.
Yes.
And the media would be asking him the same thing. And we would just go off on Trump for not wearing a mask. You know, in fact, for the symbolism of not wearing a mask.
Yes.
So I just think that, with all due respect, I think the president could have just, you know, gave a different answer, a more diplomatic answer to it.
I like it.
As much as he was remaining stationary and not moving back and forth like Maria is saying.
I
So
love this
for
answer.
so for that, no, it's fine. So for that specific reason, I just think that the president at least should have had his mask maybe just around his neck, you know, as a symbol of the fact that the decree that he gave a month ago that everybody needs to wear a mask, and that symbolism should have been portrayed, you know.
Exactly.
At the press
That's what leadership
That's just
is.
We can agree to disagree. For me right now, I'm action for me, right? This has been, and let me be very clear. This leadership, right, has been the most, during this pandemic, Hage's leadership has been, for me, exceptional,
No,
right?
true.
Exceptional.
Why?
Let
Why do you
me-
say that?
Because of all the decisions he's been making
Yes,
for
yes,
the country.
Give
Let me
me a
okay.
couple, yeah.
Yes. Well, moving from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3, putting Walfish Bay back to stage 1, banning alcohol, I can go on. Opening in faces, I can go on. He really has shown, for me, exemplary leadership where he
No,
put
common
the
sense
lives-
leadership.
exemplary leadership.
Common sense.
Okay, I'm speaking now. This is my opinion. Okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna spoon feed me your opinion. Okay. He's shown exemplary leadership.
Yes.
Which we haven't seen from some other leaders. So I feel like as Namibians are, during this time, lucky to have a forward-thinking president. I've said that also on social media. A forward-thinking president that has put lives ahead of anything else. And that the decisions is made. The economy is also something to be considered, but the lives of the people remains the top priority. I take my hat off. This is very different, for example, from a Donald Trump. All right. So I'm looking at this man's actions and what he's doing. Okay, it's something else. Like I said, if even the Donald Trump comparison I don't like, because Donald Trump's press conferences, he literally walks in and out. He stands on a podium and walks back. It's not a stationary press conference with Donald Trump. It's never been.
Mary, but you still don't understand the symbolism of wearing a mask for
I
him.
understand the symbolism.
Yes.
When you talk about symbolism, I agree that people can see it that way. I'm saying, for me personally, I feel like when we're at a press conference, I don't think that topic, for example, was the most. We're sitting in studio right now with shorter distances between ourselves.
Yes.
We on camera talking about COVID and stay safe and whatever. We're not wearing our mask. We don't wear our masks in studio. But the distance between you and I is less than the distance that Hage was having with his deputy. All
But
right.
we are not
It's
in Maria. We can go on air here and say, you know what, screw the face masks. I'm not going to wear a mask. Mask makes me uncomfortable. That is not going to be as consequential as the president saying, you know, I don't like wearing the mask because it makes me uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying. Like, the standards that you hold these people to is different. Like what the president, right? His words, his actions, they carry a lot more weight
I agree.
than the rest of
And
us.
that's why I'm not bothered.
That's why but that's why he should be wearing a mask if he wants everybody. I mean, we're complaining about people wearing their masks around their necks. Even Neville is saying compromise at least. No, don't wear it around your neck. You're not trying to protect your neck. Personally, right? For me personally, if he wants to die of coronavirus, I don't really care. That's his thing. He doesn't want to wear a mask. He runs the risk of contracting the virus and it could be fatal. That's his problem. But for the symbolism, for everybody else, for some people who are looking to the president, see what the president is doing, how the president is acting, and how I'm going to conduct myself.
All right. Well, we're going to have to disagree. I really did. I think journalists wasted. I think journalists need to be more focused. I don't think that was a big issue. To even go ahead and try to challenge it is for me just and like I said, it's also a bit hypocritical because I've been to State House and I've seen how journalists conduct themselves, and I don't have to hold them to the same standard as the president, but I definitely think we're hypocrites at times because we're trying to sensationalize things
Yeah,
that
but
don't need to
us
be
being
sensationalized.
hypocrites does not make him right. We can be hypocrites and he can still be wrong.
Yes, and I understand, and that's what I'm saying. Here we're going to have to agree to disagree because
Yes.
you think he's wrong, I think he's not, and we can let's just agree to disagree. I literally did not see a big deal there. I literally did not. I didn't even have a problem with how he answered the journalist. But we don't even have to go into this for 20 minutes because you're clear in your way, yours way. I am very clear on my position.
Neville, you're clearly chatting to the president. What is he saying about this issue?
He says you guys must stop this conversation.
No, he's saying he agrees with Maria. That's what he's saying.
What is that?
Yeah, we're moving on. We just said that. Why are people trying to run our show?
They're trying to talk about alcohol.
Yeah.
We don't
And
want to
you
talk
have
about
a-
alcohol.
Yeah.
It's fine, you guys are you know in seconds but just never like no so but lost it.
No, I'm not gonna win this battle here, so that's why I'm just cutting
But
out.
okay, what is the difference with you coming now and arguing with us now
No,
on
I'm not
this?
arguing, I'm just trying to change the topic. Thank you.
Sammy! check for Sammy. Klap hard gepak.
Mr. President, please wear your mask. Right, moving on.
In public spaces, no.
Like it doesn't. As long if there's a camera in front of you, even if you're gonna look like an idiot like Cyril Ramaphosa trying to put the mask on properly, just do it. Just do it. That's what leadership is. Sometimes you're gonna have to do things that are uncomfortable for the good of your country. Okay? Common sense. That's what common sense is. Let's keep it moving. What do you guys want to talk about?
Maybe Sammy should come in advance.
Alright,
Yeah.
let me welcome my guests of honor.
There's another topic that I would like us to, but yeah, get into the comments first, please.
The comments are a lot and they keep coming in. Cubase, no. You don't have to be the president to be exemplary, all right? As long as you have influenced people, even via a live stream like you do, you are exemplary. Oh, but by Maria and mention, man, or some flowers, simple. Maria, check your e-wallet right now.
You don't even know my number.
I'm not sure I get. Oh, you mean that we are as exemplary as the president? So the words that come out of my mouth because I'm live streaming in the morning carry the same weight as the president. Come on, I know I'm arrogant, but I'm not that self-important.
No, I think he's just saying that you don't have to be a president to be exemplary.
Of course,
Doesn't
I know
mean
that.
yes, that's what.
Let's see.
But that's all he's saying.
That goes without saying. No, but he added a whole other things here, a lot of other things here.
You can answer comments.
Jy het net e-wallet gehoor, now you are like, no, he's right.
But you can start with asking for my number because I know how e-wallet starts. You have to have my number.
No, chicken must. That's first you propose the e-wallet before you ask the number.
And then you must tell me how much. If it's 250, like, I mean, thank you, but I'm not interested.
Veiko Shiyama saying, "Morning, my people. Watching from Walvis Bay. We are locked here. Shame."
Aram.
Robert Chipanga, Sellos Deep, also joining the show this morning. Grown people want to copy something the president did. Everybody is a struggle kid in Namibia. How can a grown person copy something they think is wrong? Lead by examples of food. Use your common sense.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not even going to get into it. Buruha Kwetage, imagine even Blanche didn't have time yesterday for the president because of his moods.
Blanche Corresis.
Oh,
That's the one that always travels around with him, I think, yes. Ricky Klassen saying, Amen. Guyton, you guys have chaperones on your show. Yeah, like, who are these self-appointed chaperones that come here and think they can
let
come
us run
control
our
whatever?
show, please. Really?
Yes.
No, guys. No.
Sammy, you don't want us to start talking about
Yeah,
you.
I don't think I've ever walked into Sammy's show to tell them change the
Hello,
topic.
Maria.
Guys, no.
Chill.
Guys, no.
Nee,
It's offensive. we do this, but we are cool. You know what I mean? We're very civilized. We can go at it, and in a second,
Yeah, we
talk
keep
about
it
the
moving.
next thing. It's not. We're not gonna box each other. I mean, we're civilized people.
DJ Stasha Patameria, you are wrong here. The president was supposed to wear a mask as a sign of keeping up with his own decree. Right? He's the first citizen that everybody is looking up to. And that's the point that I was trying to make. I mean, he even admitted that they were on the wrong side of the regulations for the party and they had to pay a fine. You see, that's a big man who does that, okay?
Okay, continue with the comments because you're going to start another conversation.
No. I've already said I'm going to agree to disagree.
Vat my net saam, Jay, man, vandag as die dag.
lees die
Nee,
comments.
ek wil met die president self gaan praat.
Write him a letter.
Kyk maar, I wrote the president a letter today.
Dear
What are we in the
President.
1800s, bruh?
I wrote the president a letter.
Nee, gaan man.
Who
Oh,
writes letters?
Venani, Simon Amushira, Neville, come to the house. Which house?
No, I know what he's probably trying because he could see that I completely phased out when you guys started talking.
You tend to do that whenever we talk about the presidency.
No.
It's true,
This,
actually.
no, this was just a topic that we gotta agree to disagree on it.
No, me
So
and Maria agree
I
to
had-
disagree.
Yeah.
I had-
What is your opinion?
I
He
gave my
agreed- He
opinion.
agreed with you.
Oh, okay.
I gave my opinion, so
But he doesn't like to get into it when it's with the president. You know,
Yes.
we're not like
yeah,
straight.
yeah.
Those
Leave Agaba alone.
So jy sal gaan lock word as jy vandag by deze kom. Babas ons so Natangwe Ipingesh Congo, Cubase, wearing a mask doesn't protect you from contracting COVID-19, but to protect those around you. Do we really have to go through this again?
That's alright. That's alright. Gaan aan.
Extend Sam, you are correct.
Gaan aan.
Whoever you are, who's that?
Nee.
Gaan net aan.
Elizabeth C. Beekers, he must remember that he is a model for many in Namibia. Lydia Dahambelela Silas. And you, where's your mask?
Somebody just sent this to me.
I mean, sorry, what?
Hello, I
Neville-
also want to see.
Yeah, Neville showed me a picture of the Ramaphosa with a mask on. And
No,
then,
somebody from Warfish Bay just sent this to me on WhatsApp.
And then
Maybe
it
you must
says
just-
a caption, exemplary leadership, Wolfish Bay is watching. And he's got a mask on, and I think that's what they're saying. But for me, it's like, is this what we are basing exemplary leadership on, wearing masks? And not the decisive actions?
No, but like
But
that is
I rest
also
my case.
important.
All right, okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
no, you know what? It's fine. We're in stage
Yes.
3. Nobody needs to wear a mask. The
The
president is not
comments.
wearing
Why are
masks.
people trying to diffuse like you and I are about to box each other?
Yeah, Kenny.
I really
They don't know. That's how we fight. Ricky Klassen, everyone must wear a mask due to COVID-19. You also
Yeah,
in the
true.
studio.
No, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
But
Yes.
can people hear us when we put on masks? I just want to know.
Yes, I could hear. No, I could hear.
Should we try it?
Is it Yvonne?
Oh yeah, Yvonne Dowsop.
Yes,
Can-
I could hear her
we
clearly,
all
and
have
she
our
never
masks.
took her mask off.
Can we try? Can we try this? Let's try this.
Please don't embarrass me. My mask is upstairs. Okay.
You can borrow mine.
Yeah, because Cuba says two.
Exemplary
Cuba says two.
leadership.
Yes, exemplary leadership.
At least this is the exemplary leadership that we are trying to maintain here.
No, let us be exemplary. Let us.
Hey, guys.
Our masks on.
Okay, you guys are protecting yourself against me now. Is that what you guys
No,
are
we
busy
are
with?
being exemplary.
Yeah, okay. Keep
Like,
it.
Jolly Macabanyane is saying, Cubase, your health is your choice. If the president is not going to the toilet, you too, you won't go to the toilet. Voting LPM let people reason like you people.
Ooh, that's fine.
Jolly, if you're gonna insult my intelligence, first fix your grammar. Sultan Javier bin Alamo, citizen number one symbolize. Citizen number one symbolism, I guess. Timothy Cubase, you're making sense. Sito Klute, Maria is on fire this morning. Which side of the bed did she wake up? Shaks Tiofen and Yemba, please talk to your crush.
Yes, Shucks, come and put me in order.
Come on. Woo! I've been a bad girl. Akaba should practice what he and his colleagues preach. He should have been more responsible with his response, as the nation looks up to him to be an example. Floyd Umlazi Tando, Pelani, Cubase lockdown stage 1. I don't mind going back to stage 1. I know my employers won't be happy because they're going to be losing a lot more money than I will. Jolly Makabanyane, nothing copying, it's WHO recommendations. Gaitan, the president didn't have anything to lose by at least carrying a mask with him, just to lead by an example. Vedi Kaire Neville, what would the president wear a mask around his neck? Or what? Are you serious? I am with Maria on this one.
Symbolism.
Internationally, we are being praised for doing a great job, but Namibians themselves are nothing but complacent. The president is not stupid. Matthew, true. He's always bad, especially when it's coming to questions. We all know our president doesn't really like to be cornered with difficult questions.
No elder, actually, let me be very clear. No elder likes to be cornered.
With difficult questions. But if you are in that position, you should be prepared for those things. You must have a thicker skin. Willem Jr. Toloso, Maria, here you are wrong. Was Minister of Health moving?
Was he wearing a mask?
Yes, even the Prime Minister was wearing a mask.
No, I'm saying the health minister. He
Yes,
wasn't.
he was.
When he was talking, he wasn't.
Look, he took it off when he was talking, which is also wrong.
Yeah, but you're assuming the president didn't have a mask at all.
He was like the he
did
was
not
always
have a
in the
mask
shot.
at
He
all.
was having it in his pocket.
I did say.
Did you check his pocket?
I know.
I know.
Ek het
How
amper
do you
iets
know,
gesê.
Maria?
Kenny,
What
so
do you know?
You think you are in the circle, but I am within
Oh, you're
the
within.
circle.
Gregory Parker Monday, I agree with Cubase. Okay, that comment just left, I guess. Doesn't want you to agree with me. A lot of them are jumping in. Shaks Tiofe, Cubase, please Google leadership for that girl. So you guys are that girl now, not my love Maria anymore.
Shucks is
That
kind
girl. That
Shucks-
girl.
I think Shucks got
That girl.
Wait, I think when did Shucks get cancelled? On Monday, I think, right?
Oh
Then he
no.
called me stupid.
Who's
Like,
in now?
Shucks.
Nanyemba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shucks, nah?
Uh.
Shucks, yeah, I think it's. You know, I mean, I don't keep up, but
I'm saying Shaks is out. Who's in now?
no, nobody's ever been in.
Apparently that girl.
Can't touch this. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Can't touch this.
Google leadership for that girl. T. So okay, I think I'm done with the comments up top. Maria, you wanted us to talk about something
No,
else.
there's two elements. There's the fishing quotas is
Now,
a big thing right
Yes.
now.
woo!
We know Confidante wrote a story
Put on your
that
mask.
said,
Put on your mask.
Hey,
can't-
man,
I can't-
hey.
Me, I'm asthmatic.
And I am COVIDic. So just put on your mask.
Lost me 8.
Neville, go get your mask.
Listen, this conversation,
Yeah.
Kijk, I am just merely a spectator
All right,
today.
anyway, let's get to like
Yeah.
other things.
Fishing quotas.
So, fishing quotas, all right? Fishing quotas. The Confidante had reported that no new fishing quotas were given, and obviously that created this media storm where the new fisheries minister Albert Kawana
Yeah.
was severely criticized, and obviously the elements of the fish rod started featuring in all this criticism, and then LPM, our party power,
PDM.
sorry PDM. Is it PDM
It's PDM.
that called a press conference? Okay. Sorry, not LPM. PDM then calls a press conference without verifying the facts of the story. So going off of the Confidante's story to criticize
Yes.
the fisheries minister, which is so weird because even when I read the Confidante story, I was like, it's unnamed sources. First of all, you just don't go with unnamed sources. Nothing was really on record with anything. They didn't really have the minister acknowledging the truth of the story and so forth. PDM, who I think have access to the fisheries minister, I mean, they sit in parliament together, PDM, goes and, based on this outrage, goes and calls a press conference to criticize minister, only for the minister to say, whoa, hold up, there's no truth to that story. In fact, over 50% of were given to new quotas, to new like rights, what do you call them, rights holders, whatever.
Fishing rights, yeah.
Fishing rights. And so it's not even justifiable. We do expect that the Justice Minister will address the issue. He said he will address the issue today. We'll probably get more word on that during the course of the day. But I think it's a very interesting development just because we are sensitive about fishing right now.
Don't you guys want to read the comments today? I feel I might insult somebody.
Nee, jy moet jou pose hou. Read. Oh wait. Okay, let me
Fri-
read the
fri-
comments.
Just ignore the one.
Friday is not the day. No,
don't ignore
I
the
cannot
ones.
ignore any. I have to give all of them attention.
All right, just forget. We're talking about fishing.
This is a
quotas.
democracy.
Some of them are.
Democracy.
I'll help you out.
Just read all of them. I don't want to read comments
But don't you
anymore.
want to talk about the topic? Why are you
No,
reading
no, no,
comments?
of course.
Fishing
Okay,
quotas.
I want to hear your opinions.
You guys can talk about fishing quotas.
No. The thing is just that, you know what? I took so much time. I think I took about 3 weeks with some partners just to assemble a proposal.
And it came with money. I think people spend real money.
You understand? And we spent money just to prepare, a document. And I don't know how long we had to stand in this queue to make sure that we submit our application on time.
So you're one of the 5,000 applications.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You
I know
throw
a lot
something
of people,
in there.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So I didn't had a lot of hope, to be honest with you guys, and I think also in line with the news that broke at more or less at that time about Fisherot, I was like, you know what, guys, we've submitted our application. Let's leave it and move on with our lives. Now, obviously, some of my other partners were like, my broer, so far. Everybody was like very, very hopeful. And not just us, but many other people who did apply. So the blow for me this week was, to be honest with you, was not that hard. I was like, you know what, I expected this.
I kind of saw it coming.
I
So you didn't
think,
get it?
I didn't think for 1 second that the status quo in terms of the allocation of fishing quotas would change. Again, I think the assumption is that it's once again the same people who basically benefit from the fishing quotas. You made a statement the other day, Maria, when you said, and when you put it into perspective, out of 2.5 million Namibians, we have enough natural resources, not just to feed all Namibians, but for every Namibian to benefit from this resource. And at this moment in time, you know what? Some of us are I'm just completely discontented about, certain issues. And maybe I'm just too emotional, I'm too subjective about it,
What
but
did-
stuff like that.
What did the former Justice Minister say? Fishing quotas are not for
Everyone.
everyone.
And I'm one of them. It's not for everyone.
But okay, is it fair to say that no new, because it's apparently it's 104 new applicants and 81 old. Is it then okay?
we need
is
more
it then
detail.
Yeah, this is just what is in the Sun today. And this was what Kawana reported back. He said 104 new and 81 old. Is it then fair to say it's just the same people all the time? I mean, I think
Not again.
Yeah.
104 new is
That's
more
why
than the old.
That's why I'm saying I need to ride out my subjective feelings toward this decision. And obviously once all the detail comes out, we will know the 104 that he's talking about. Who are these 104 people?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I'm also just curious, like, what is the requirement to get? How do you get set? What is the selection process? I know people that like yourself that were putting together groups. They put in there people that are disabled. They put in women.
Of course,
they put
corporate social
in,
responsibility.
Yeah, former. Yeah, it's the only time when women are used.
Come on. We need you.
We need black women in the pot. you know.
Katatura Owete, please.
Previously disadvantaged,
Yes.
marginalized,
Yeah.
disabled. There were people actually putting groups together to improve their chances, because I think those questions are there, right? But yeah, I think we will probably know more today, but it's a burning issue for a lot of people.
So I've honestly not really been paying attention to the whole fishing quotas thing, because I think since Fish Rod, that whole ministry for me should just be overhauled.
We can't,
That's
because it's
just-
our biggest resource.
No, I mean the management. I don't mean
they
the
knew-
ministry.
they knew
The
leader in
ministry. Yes, same new head, same rotten body.
Are you gonna read comments or not? Huh?
Okay. Okay. Let's read comments. Las Viera Shihama. You see how Maria is just 15 minutes wearing it. Cubase. It sounds better in his mask. Neville is like yep. Like Sioka, because he did not he did not have a mask. I mean, you guys
Like
see
Sioka,
how
it's,
difficult it is when you are wearing your mask. Who the hell said it was supposed to be easy? Nobody said wearing a mask was supposed to be
What?
easy. It's supposed to be
What?
protecting you.
Luister, hoor kom maar vir Buruga. Koitage. I think the president must in the future prepare his own questions. in order for us not to ask him stupid questions without using our common sense.
The reason why our media is ranked one of the most freest and fairest in the world is because we don't ask the president stupid questions. Bradley Kubizep Sovar, Tate was not Nawanes today. That was not common sense. Simon Amshira, 2.5 million people in Namibia cannot be poor. If the resources are shared to all, Namibians will be the richest country in the world. Asino Kambikiti Erastus, they are supposed to get rid of people that started in 1992. I guess maybe with fishing quotas. Bradley Kubisep, I feel the heart of you, Neville. Sorry, man. Next time, include me, the salon smile. Apparently,
Yeah,
it's the inside
Savior, I'm part of Fish Rod. Savior, I'm hanging with the elite or whatever. No, there's no guarantee that you're going to get stuff if you know certain people.
Bernard Bongora Navasep. If the 2 truck drivers that escaped in Windhoek test positive, Hage, please pull the plug on Windhoek residents. Send them back to grade 1. These Windhoek journalists don't see you.
Gaan we ambulant toe.
The fudge that some
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
bambola do.
lockdown again, stage 1, guys. No, guys, no. I can't do stage 1 again.
I'm willing to do the difficult stuff to
I can
save the
do stage
future of
2.
this country.
Then put your mask on, Vatsa.
I can put my mask on. I don't mind.
I don't mind stage 2. Stage 2 is doable for me. I just can't do stage 1 again.
Stage 2 is comfortable for you, but it's not about comfortability. It's about what works for all of
I
us.
love
Yes,
stage
of
3.
course, of course.
Because you can drink alcoholic.
And this is the exemplary leadership I'm talking about. Like, he's going to call it what he's going to call it. And if we need to go back to stage 2 or stage 1, we will. And I might not like it and I'll do it.
Yeah.
But that's exemplary leadership.
No, he must lead by example. No, let's not argue about the president anymore.
There we go again.
I'm
Anyway.
not talking about the mask. I'm talking about the decisiveness of the measures.
No, but you are poking with that comment. And you know I'm not going to let it slide. Hello, neither of us voted for the guy. Let's just leave him alone.
Oh!
Never voted for
Shucks,
Mahai.
Teofen Anyemba saying, Maria, you are still the one. But please,
you've
with
never
all
been.
respect, I never insulted you and I don't insult people, babe.
You kind of did, though. But we won't get into it.
Verona, I was just saying common sense. Lucia, she read the president is in Cubase like I seen if she knows mask is in the pocket.
Why English, ne? Huh?
What was that?
And these are the same people that are insulting me.
Yeah, you,
What you have look?
Jay.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
clearly, let me just say this. Clearly, the mask is a sensitive issue. It's sensitive for the people in the studio. It's sensitive for the people outside the studio.
Maria.
It's sensitive for the commentators. So what I feel is like, it's Friday energy, you know what I mean?
Let me tell you why the issue is sensitive for me, right? It's because we allow we sort of encourage this arrogant behavior by allowing it to continue. I mean, there was no need to be arrogant in that kind of situation, but it still felt like, I don't need to argue with you. I'm not in parliament. Now, you allow it with small things, and then that's how comments like none of your business and all these things keep coming up, because it happens and we are like, no, it's nothing, it's not even a big issue. That's why for me, it's disrespectful, even to the journalist. Even if the journalist was not wearing a mask, him asking the president that question, the president was still not supposed to answer him that way.
The thing is, it doesn't matter. It could be the press conference in South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa being questioned.
Yes.
It can be journalists here in Namibia. It could be in America with Donald Trump. I think any president should be prepared that a journalist will ask you irritating questions, and they will be out there just to poke you.
Yes.
And the thing is, they've been trying this, for instance, with Barack Obama for a long time, whether it's Fox News or whatever. I will try to poke you.
Yes, sometimes they're
I'll
baiting
try
him.
to
They're baiting
invoke
him
you.
into doing
We're
something.
baiting you. And the thing is, if your whoever your advisors around you don't prepare you properly for this, you're gonna catch the bait. So again, I believe this is what the journalists are doing. They do it deliberately because they know.
They're antagonizing.
Huh?
Are you saying they're deliberately antagonizing?
No,
They
I think
could
they
be.
do.
Could be.
I want to see how far I can push you.
Yes.
Because the thing is,
Because
in
I know
terms of-
there's one more none of your business in you.
yeah.
and ultimately, and it goes back to what I'm saying, and that is perhaps why I don't feel it was big of an issue, because I've seen it as somebody in the media, and look, I've criticized the president when he needed to be criticized, and here I'm not saying he's completely right. Yes, the symbolism element I get,
Yeah.
but I think with the antagonism, and it's very true, I've seen the antagonism more with this leadership than I've ever seen it with any other leader.
of
It's just
course.
an idea to poke, and it's starting to make me a little uncomfortable, because it's like we're constantly trying to find, and we know Hage by now. We know how he responds. So you're constantly, it's almost like you're trying to get...
And it's Dr. Gainkop to you.
Yes, and I guess it's a psychological warfare. So he, as the elder, as the president, should get over it and should get better at addressing it. But he's still an elder. I mean, put the president thing aside. He's still an elder, an African elder, right?
Yeah.
And it's not difficult to antagonize elders, because even how you approach them usually is with psychology. You know what I mean? If you go into your grandfather, or even your topi, even with a psychology,
You go with the psychology.
Otherwise, they're gonna hit back. It's just the error. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it's what it is. and journalists know that.
Yes.
And it's like, and I even remember when he started his presidency and he allowed people to
Exactly.
have press conferences at State House.
Exactly.
The journalists wouldn't even ask what he was addressing. They would ask him other things. Yeah, but didn't you buy a plane from a Chinese?
Yes.
And he would just give them what they want.
Yeah.
And the next day on the front page, nothing about what the
What the press conference was called for.
about.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's this other side headline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is okay. We're doing our job. It's great. Media can
Yeah.
do that. But also at the same time, like I said, being antagonizing him constantly. And this is why I'm calling us hypocrites, because we're antagonizing him to get click bites out of him. But at the same time, even you don't uphold by those values.
No, but
systems and
it's-
rules. And yes, you can say it's different for the president and whatever. I'm just saying, if you're going to take a principled position, if it's like asking somebody about corruption, but you're corrupt. And you can say, yeah, but you're the president, you shouldn't be corrupt. My corruption is less
Yes.
than yours.
I'm
But-
stealing from a cooker shop
Yes, but what
at my auntie's house. You are stealing from the country's coffers.
no,
That
no,
is
it's-
two different.
no, what I'm saying
It's the same, but it's not the same.
It's not, because I feel like if you're going to take a principled position,
Yes.
let that be your principal position.
Yes.
Okay? So you can point out, I feel like you can point out and say, Mr. President, don't you think it would be better to perhaps wear a mask for symbolism because the world is looking onto you?
So we should.
Than to say, I'm not saying coddle him. I'm
Yes,
saying there's
that's what I
also
was
ways
about to
that you're
say.
not antagonizing him. You're still bringing the same message
but
across.
I want
but-
to sell newspapers. So I want
and that's
Sensational.
But
and
then yes,
that's part of
but
the
he's
problem.
the one who's supposed to be intelligent, emotionally
and I'm
intelligent
not giving
enough.
him a pass. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He still is the one that has to.
Okay,
make
no,
those
let's get off the
changes.
president.
Yes.
Because no more.
Nee?
Yeah, because no
You
more.
can try and divert away from this
I've
as
been
much as.
trying to divert, but he keeps going back.
Because she
And then
keeps
you
making
want-
comments that takes us back
No,
there.
no, because you're taking my comments to mean the mask. I'm not even talking about the mask anymore. I'm just talking
Let's just
about.
agree.
Listen,
There's-
this
there's a
mic
mor-
there.
there's
That's
a
what I'm saying,
moratorium.
The mask is a very sensitive. For you, why
Listen.
is the mask such a sensitive issue?
This thing there
No, that
has been irritating me the whole show. Can we talk about this? Just this arm of this. I'm just staring at this big piece of iron in front of
Okay,
me.
are you going to read comments? Because before we go, there's one more thing.
Ooh, I need to go.
The fish rod accused. We seeing. We had Mr. Nigel van Beek in court yesterday.
Yeah.
Right after Ricardo, and we also now know that the Mike
Is
Mike
also
Nupun
going.
is bringing his bail application next week after the judgment of Ricardo. So it seems like we're seeing
Yeah.
strategy.
Strategy.
But Fishrot are going to be in court today. As
What?
well. Yeah, they're going
The whole 6.
I don't know if it's
Like
going to
how?
be the whole 6 or it's going to be minus Ricardo and minus Mike. But I think all 7 are going to be in court today. But yeah, today there's going to be Fishrot in court. Yeah.
Bradley. Come on, yo, what a fairy tale it will be if Shaks and Maria walk down the aisle. Come on, we met via Facebook comments.
Sharks is a cunt. Guys, don't push it.
Hoe
It's
weet jy?
I think he's a child, right? No?
Kenny.
He looks
He's not a
he looks
child.
youthful.
No, many people, black people normally look
I wanna
useful,
think he looks
youthful
very younger than me.
and useful.
He can be an adult, but he looks very young.
Shaks is saying, come on, no, we did not meet on Facebook, but in the studio. Wait and see, I will put sand in Josie Jo's plate.
Wat was
Luister.
die ander ene wat op die show was wat gaan
Maar-
disappear het?
Maria, wacht net bietjie, nee.
Ngulo.
This is Ngulo point
You-
2.0.
You were the one who said yesterday morning that you are very fortunate that only younger men.
I didn't say unfortunate. I said I don't know why only younger men want.
No. You were really basking in that little glory of yours.
Oh, you're taking offense. Talk shit.
Asna.
I still love 50, close to 60 years old.
Ja, toch man, asseblief man.
Was it serious?
Hier. Kan een man niet net, just
Your shelf life het expire, me bro.
have sex.
No, he's still begging. though.
Soga man. Soga wena man.
No, those girls go to the topics because they know you just need to touch his knees and he's done.
Oh,
Then he pays up.
and then you get the golf. Then you get the golf.
Then you get a
Come on,
polo.
so Salt and pepper.
I will tell you guys a story of A. I took some family members of mine who are 20 years older than me. I flew them out to Cape Town over a weekend some time back, just to spend the weekend together, and I took them to a strip club. And it's the first time that they've been to a strip club. I'll tell you guys of what happened there.
All right, guys. We need to get out of here. You guys enjoy the weekend, and please be responsible.
That knee that you're talking about, touching. Yeah, there's a story around that.
Again.
I want. It's a pity. Why can't you do it on air so that you guys?
It's for my upcoming comedy show. Hopefully, when the country opens up.
Oh, you're saving it.
I'm saving that routine for that evening.
Oh,
I can't wait to hear
I'm
it.
going to open up for your next show.
Phew.
Neville. Ek sal vir jou oopmaak.
That was so funny that evening. We keep on talking about it still today. So yeah,
All right. Okay, yeah, we is vandag is ook 'n Vrydag, nee.
it's Friday.
Vrydag.
All right, it's weekend. So we're out of here. We're going to be back on Monday only. Like I was saying, please be responsible. Please wear your
Please,
mask if you
yeah.
leave your house.
Social distance.
Yes, yesterday they also did announce when they say public space, it means basically when you are no longer inside your house. Whether you're inside your car or wherever, if you are not inside your house anymore,
Public space.
you are in a public. Yes, your car. If your car is standing here, you're in a public space. Your car standing in your yard is not public. Maybe is like you being in your private
So we should
space.
wear masks in our cars.
Yes.
Here we go.
No, that.
Answer back.
No, I'm not talking.
No.
We're not talking
You
about
see, you are
that.
antagonizing now.
I
You are
see.
antagonizing. Beter.
What cover?
Clickbait.
Maria said my Shaks is a lighty.
Yeah.
Shaks is like, oh, so Maria, you were checking out my profile. Alright, guys, we're out of here,
No.
man.
Disclaimer.
Excuse me.
Disclaimer. I don't really do Facebook, but yes, Cubase showed me the profile.
Cubase, did you show her the profile?
Honest about it, can
Okay, yeah, I did show her.
now Cubase is covering for her.
No, actually not. It's true. He did show me the profile.
Kick for shades.
And my comment was like, oh,
Shut-
we even did it on your phone. I was like, he's too young.
No, it wasn't on his phone.
No, it was on his phone.
To be honest, it was on my phone.
Oh, it was on your phone.
Yeah, because
No, that time you just showed us about check. Me and him, actually, you're not even part of this.
listen, Maria. After that show, there was this particular show. I said, well, let's see who is this Shucks. And we were sitting here,
Yes.
and we opened it up, and you even said, "Sure, but he looks young." I said, "Yeah."
Warrior ladies, so if you stalk the show long enough, you can get Neville to peruse through your profile.
Yeah.
Just stalk him on air.
So if there are any girls who are making nice comments
We've already
about me,
seen a few. Do you want me to go?
hey, Kaji. hey, cut! Yeah.
Common sense dictates we cut the show now.
Snake in the what?
Alright, we're out of here. We're out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Or enjoy the weekend and see you on Monday.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Fridays.